Spartacus. The name alone evokes images of rebellion, courage, and the indomitable spirit of freedom. A Thracian warrior born into a world dominated by the Roman Republic, Spartacus's life was a testament to the human desire for liberty. His story, though shrouded in the mists of time and often romanticized, remains a powerful symbol of resistance against oppression. Born into a tribal society in Thrace, present-day Bulgaria, Spartacus knew a life of freedom before being captured and sold into slavery. His fate, like that of countless others, led him to the brutal world of gladiatorial combat. Forced to fight for the entertainment of Roman citizens, Spartacus endured unimaginable hardships. Yet, within this gladiator, a fire for freedom burned brightly. He refused to accept his fate passively. In 73 BC, this simmering resentment ignited into a rebellion that would shake the very foundations of the Roman Republic. Spartacus, along with a small band of fellow gladiators, dared to challenge the might of Rome. His rebellion, though ultimately crushed, sent shockwaves through Roman society. The legend of Spartacus, the slave who dared to defy an empire, continues to inspire to this day. To understand Spartacus's rebellion, we must first delve into the world in which it unfolded. The Roman Republic, by the 1st century BC, had become a dominant force in the Mediterranean. Its legions, renowned for their discipline and effectiveness, had conquered vast territories, bringing immense wealth and power to Rome. This wealth, however, came at a steep human cost. The Roman economy was heavily reliant on slave labor, acquired through conquest and trade. Millions of people from conquered lands were enslaved, stripped of their freedom and dignity, and forced to work in brutal conditions. They toiled in mines, on farms and in households, their lives controlled entirely by their Roman masters. The treatment of slaves was often horrific. They were seen as mere property, subject to the whims of their owners. Abuse was commonplace, and slaves had little to no legal protection. This systemic dehumanization bred resentment and a yearning for freedom among the enslaved population. It was in this environment, where the gap between the powerful and the powerless was vast, that the seeds of rebellion were sown. The Roman Republic, for all its glory and power, was built upon a foundation of inequality and oppression. This inherent injustice fueled the flames of discontent that Spartacus would so effectively ignite. Spartacus's journey from gladiator to rebel leader began in the gladiatorial school of Lentulus Batiatus in Capua. Life in these schools was harsh, even for those accustomed to the brutality of Roman society. Gladiators trained rigorously, their days filled with grueling exercises and combat practice. Theirs was a world of violence and uncertainty, where survival depended on skill, strength, and a degree of luck. Yet, even in this brutal environment, Spartacus stood out. He was not just a skilled fighter, but also a charismatic leader who inspired those around him. The rebellion began with a daring escape. Spartacus, along with around 70 fellow gladiators, broke free from their prison in Capua, seizing kitchen utensils and whatever weapons they could find. This desperate act of defiance, fueled by a thirst for freedom and a refusal to be mere pawns in a cruel game, marked the start of what would become a major uprising. This small band of escaped slaves soon attracted others who longed for freedom. Shepherds, farmers, and escaped slaves flocked to Spartacus's banner, swelling the ranks of his rebel army. As his forces grew, so too did Rome's awareness of the threat he posed. What began as a seemingly insignificant revolt by a group of desperate men was quickly evolving into a serious challenge to Roman authority. Spartacus's journey from gladiator to rebel leader began in the gladiatorial school of Lentulus Batiatus in Capua. Life in these schools was harsh, even for those accustomed to the brutality of Roman society. Gladiators trained rigorously, their days filled with grueling exercises and combat practice. Theirs was a world of violence and uncertainty, where survival depended on skill, strength, and luck. Yet, even in this brutal environment, Spartacus stood out. He was not just a skilled fighter, but also a charismatic leader who inspired those around him. The rebellion began with a daring escape. Spartacus, along with 70 gladiators, broke free from Capua, seizing kitchen utensils and weapons. This act of defiance marked the start of a major uprising. This small band of escaped slaves soon attracted others who longed for freedom. Shepherds, farmers, and escaped slaves flocked to Spartacus's banner, swelling the ranks of his rebel army. As his forces grew, so too did Rome's awareness of the threat he posed. What began as a small revolt was quickly evolving into a serious challenge to Roman authority. Section 4. The Turning Point. Victory at Mount Vesuvius. The early days of the rebellion were marked by a series of successes that stunned the Roman Senate. Spartacus, demonstrating remarkable tactical acumen, led his makeshift army to victory against Roman forces sent to quell the uprising. His victories not only boosted the morale of the rebels, but also attracted thousands more to his cause. One of the most significant early victories occurred on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. The Roman praetor, Gaius Claudius Glaber, confident in the superiority of his legions, underestimated the rebels' resolve and Spartacus's strategic brilliance. Spartacus, using cunning and the terrain to his advantage, routed the Roman forces, inflicting heavy casualties. The victory at Mount Vesuvius was a turning point in the rebellion. It proved that Spartacus was more than just a rebellious slave. He was a capable leader who could challenge Rome's military might. The victory sent a clear message throughout the Italian peninsula. Rome was not invincible. This realization emboldened slaves and fueled the flames of rebellion, prompting even more to join Spartacus's growing army. Section 5. The Road Not Taken. Why Spartacus chose to stand and fight. After the victory at Mount Vesuvius, Spartacus faced a crucial decision. He could have fled Italy, leading his followers across the Alps to freedom. Many urged him to take this path, fearing Rome's military might. Yet, Spartacus chose defiance. His reasons are complex and debated. Some say he aimed to liberate all slaves, to strike against slavery itself. Others cite logistical challenges of a mass exodus. The journey would be dangerous, especially for the vulnerable. Spartacus's decision was a testament to his courage. He knew the risks, yet chose to stand his ground, facing insurmountable odds, rather than abandon those who trusted him. Section 6. Legacy of a Rebel. The impact of Spartacus's defiance. Spartacus's rebellion, though ultimately crushed by the legions of Marcus Licinius Crassus, left an indelible mark on Roman history. The rebellion exposed the vulnerabilities of the Roman Republic, demonstrating that the seemingly invincible legions could be defeated. It also highlighted the deep-seated social tensions within Roman society, particularly the inherent instability of a system reliant on slave labor. The rebellion had a profound psychological impact on Rome's ruling class. The fear instilled by Spartacus's rebellion lingered long after his death. The scale of the uprising and the ferocity with which the slaves fought served as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of Roman oppression. Though defeated in the end, Spartacus achieved a level of military success and popular support that few slave leaders in history have ever matched. His name became synonymous with courage, defiance, and the pursuit of liberty. The legend of Spartacus continued to resonate throughout history, inspiring future generations to challenge oppression and fight for freedom. Section 7. Conclusion. The enduring legend of Spartacus. The story of Spartacus is a potent reminder that even the most powerful empires can be challenged by the human spirit's yearning for freedom. His rebellion, though brief, shook the Roman Republic to its core, exposing its vulnerabilities and highlighting the deep-seated injustices upon which it was built. Spartacus's decision to stand and fight rather than flee to safety cemented his place in history as a symbol of unwavering courage and defiance. His name continues to resonate throughout the ages, inspiring countless individuals and movements fighting against oppression. While the Spartacus War ultimately ended in defeat for the rebels, their struggle for freedom continues to resonate with us today. Spartacus's story serves as a timeless testament to the power of the human spirit and the enduring quest for liberty. He reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, hope can ignite rebellion, And even in defeat, the fight for freedom leaves an enduring legacy.